Hello, good morning, everyone. Today, I want to present my related studies about the Underground Railroads by Carlson Whitehead. So, before I explain, let me introduce myself. My name is Ina Karuniawati and my student number 008. Next. So, I will explain about the Underground Railroad novel first. The Underground Railroad is a novel written by Carlson Whitehead in 2019, and this novel told about the slavery of African American, and the main character is Cora and Cesar. They tried to get freedom for the slavery, and this is the cover of the novel. Next. So my main article about this novel is conducted by Nur Rahman in 2018, and the issue of the article is African American woman struggle. The aim of the study is to identify how metrics of domination among society created and maintained the intersectional discrimination towards African American women. And the method of the studies is using qualitative research. The study have two findings. The first finding is metric of domination takes important role in intersectional discrimination toward African American women. And the second, self-definition is important to tackle discrimination for American women. So let's move on to related studies one. The study was conducted by Richard in 2014. And the issue is about migrant slave and the Underground Railroads. The aim is to figure the migrant slave that appears conjoined anti-ethnical notion, and the method is using qualitative research. The finding is the first, the figure of the migrant as a slave has been frequently mobilized by anti-trafficking crusaders. And the second finding is there are a historical resonance between the former and the latter. And next. And the third finding is the fugitive slave escaping on the Underground Railroad resembles most closely the acts to escape via the Mediterranean and its underground seaways today. So let's move on to the related studies too. Next. So the study was conducted by Kelly in 2018. The issue is freedom to struggle, the ironies of Carlson Whitehead. The aim is to explore the changing role played by the idea of freedom in the fiction of Carlson Whitehead. The method used semiotic by using signification of freedom within American culture before and during the period of neoliberal hegemony. The finding found that freedom hides the struggle because in the novel, the main character is inseparable from his background as a member of the black bourgeoisie, and at that time the black is considered as more lower than white because white is really superior at that time. So next, let's move on. There is third related studies conducted by Musmita in 2018. The issue is seizing liberty in the Underground Railroad novel. The aim of the study is to expose the issue about seizing liberty, which is done by a slave in America, and to know the contribution of the plot, setting, and character in revealing the issue of seizing liberty. The study used psychoanalytic theory by Sigmund Freud, which is the concept of self-awareness by Cripps and Turner as the main theories. The finding found that the efforts of a young slave woman to get free from the slavery can be seen from taking opportunities smartly and unchanging curiosity. Next. And the fourth related studies is conducted by Fauzia in 2019. The issue is the struggle of the main character to obtain freedom in the Underground Railroad novel. The aim is to display mode of operation that main character has to undergo as a dark-skinned slave secretly trying to find ways to escape. The method uses qualitative descriptive analysis is used as the method, and the intrinsic aspect and theory of forms and of operation by Iris Young used as the main theory of this study. There is two findings in this study. The first finding is the main character has to undergo 5 phase operation, which are exploitation, marginalization, powerlessness, cultural imperialism, and violence. And the second is internal and external factors have brought her a success in escaping from slavery and in winning her freedom. And the last related studies is conducted by Stirl in 2019. The issue is Underground Railroad Movement. The aim is to explore the Underground Railroad Movement. The studies use 4 stories, including this novel, as the method of collect the data. So we can say that that Stirl use qualitative methods. And the finding is the heart of the Underground Railroad speeds with energy and determination of the enslaved who chose to free slavery and the many people, black and white, who aided them. And the second is the historian with an opportunity to examine the life of those who outside of what they did, and they have left us a few records. And the third is the choice of stories reflect what I think is a new approach to the history of the Underground Railroad. And the last is the possible political impact of their action locally or at the sites of the conflict in Free States and abroad, and the extent to which was committed to the destruction of slavery when sought to entice and encourage the enslaved to free. So that was 5 studies that related to this issue. And let's move on to the conclusion. To sum up, all the studies talk about Underground Railroad, but the objects are different. Some of them focus on underground movement and some of them focus on the novel. But most of the findings are the same because the Underground Railroad talk about slavery and discrimination towards African American people in America. And the last is most of related studies above use qualitative method as their method and analyze the data. Okay, that's all from me. And thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Thank you.